No, I couldn't be a commentator. I'm biased on a fucking podcast.
I talked a lot of shit about the commentating, like DC. But then again, I'm like, I also say I couldn't do it.
But you were critical of DC. Why? But here's my thing. Here's my thing with DC. So DC, one of the greatest to ever do it. Personality. I think obviously, and it became like a trending thing for fighters to shit on him, like call him out for his commentating.
Yeah.
Obviously he's crushing it and he's very good at it. But he's also, he's a fighter, man. So he's having fun too.
Yeah.
So I think people got to realize, like, he's not Rogan. He's not, he's not like a John Anik or Dominic Cruz, who, even though Dominic Cruz is a fighter, Dominic Cruz, I think, does the best job separating himself from the fighter and being he's a wizard as far as fighting goes. Like, knows the game inside and out. He's good at that. But I think with DC, when you mix in personality and he's an emotional dude in a good way, you're going to make some mistakes, and you guys got to give him that leeway.
No,
but you had an issue
agree.
with what?
I've had an issue with his commentating quite a bit.
Really?
Actually. Yeah, I've been saying it for a while.
Where you don't think he's...
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just kind of being a puss. But I also, dude, they sit there for 3 hours. Watch fight after fight from the prelims to the end of the fight. And I'm usually at the end of the card, So it's like he's been already commentating for a while. I don't remember. Sometimes when you
want more enthusiasm?
No, it's just sometimes when he says, like, for example, a couple times I fight... Because I watch my fights back quite a bit.
Sure.
After the Cheeto fight, Cheeto lands one of the luckiest kicks on his toe lands on my perennial nerve.
Okay.
So I go into my next fights, and I fight Thomas Almeida, who's a great kickboxer, Muay Thai. He's going to try to kick my legs. He tried to kick my legs a bunch, and I had the right answer. I was pulling out, and I was checking, I was returning, good answers. I fight Chris Moutinho, who did kick my legs quite a bit, but also I was countering, switch of stances, checking. I was doing good. And then I fight Paiva, and I'm pretty sure he says something like, I don't know why these guys don't try to just kick his leg like Cheeto did. I'm like, dude, I just fought Thomas Almeida, who tried to kick my legs up. Fuck, then I just fought Chris Moutinho, who did kick my legs. What do you mean you don't know why these guys aren't trying?
Just to defend him, now granted, he's getting paid a lot of money to commentate. Maybe that's like, because... think how many fighters he has to cover.
Right.
So maybe that Cheeto fight is in his head. And so he's bypassing.
With that Cheeto fight, you go rewatch it and you pull up the fights. He wasn't doing a good job kicking my legs.
It's
he
just
literally kicked
sweet spot.
Yes. If you want to say who kicked whose legs that fight, I kicked him and spun him in a circle.
Yeah.
I kicked his legs. Now obviously there were better technical calf kicks, but his toe hit my nerve. So now it's I don't know how to. But that was one instance. Another thing is like, he's looking at the clock. He's looking at the clock. It's like, you don't want to know how much time you got left? That last fight was perfect. I look up at the clock. I know how much time I have left. 30, 40 seconds, whatever. I rock him now. Okay, do I make the decision to put to empty my tank?
Correct.
And try to put him out, or say, okay, I'm going to save it. I'm not going to have enough time.
But
that's high level striking that he didn't see.
Agree, but here's my thing, because he comes from the same school of thought as I did back in the day. You're a different breed. But back in so when I saw you look at the clock, I didn't go, oh man, he's tired and he's making sure, whatever. I looked at it like, that's a fucking veteran move, man. He's trying to see if he puts him out or not. I was with you on that. In general, though, from the cut of cloth that DC and I come from, if you look at like a Woodley wrestling, a Woodley or somebody else, when they would look at the clock, they want out, man. They're trying to find out. So maybe he's had so many of that happen. And he's a wrestling coach,
which
too.
is exactly what the case is.
Correct.
So that's in wrestling. You look at the clock, your coach yells at you, like, "What the hell are you doing?" Look at the. So that's where he was coming from. So for me to go out there and say that was just good banter. It's just something to talk about.
Oh no, it's entertaining.
I like DC.
How can you not?
Do I think he wants me to lose? I do.
Why do you think that?
Because I remind him of Sean Jones, baby.
Sean Jones.
I think
if it's skinny, but I need it if it's thick. Need a thick girl for the thick boy. I need everything I get super.